Hey YouTube, it's Leigh from Creative Leigh on the 27th of August 2023, Sunday, with FLOSSTUBE number 191. I totally got the number last week wrong. I made a big song and dance about it being number 180, but it was actually number 190 because I'm a Muppet. And despite having written it down, I didn't read my notes, did I? Anyway, so 191. So welcome back to my mostly weekly YouTube series about counted cross stitch. Don't have a butt ton of stuff to show you today, but I grabbed a couple of things out, padded out a little bit. I'm still not 100%, like I feel mostly better. I still have issue with my ear. Long sort of story cut short, there's supposedly I've got a blockage or fluid or whatever in my Eustachian tubes, or my eucalyptus tube, whatever you call it. So my doctor says don't have an ear infection, although my ear's so sore today, like the actual opening, like it's, I don't know what's going on. And she said my eardrum's not blocked, like you can see it. She said she did some tuning fork things and everything, and I can still hear through the bones and the vibrations, but she said it's in here, and it's, you know, can be painful and it can take several weeks to clear. So I'm blowing like that, try and pop it, and blowing up balloons and using heaps of flicks and A's and trying to be patient, but it kind of sucks. I hate it because it makes me feel a bit disoriented and dizzy, and I feel like I have to concentrate really hard on, because it feels like only half of my brain's working. So yeah, hopefully it clears up this week. I have moments where it pops and I can hear, or it's less muffled, but right now it's like really muffled, so I don't know what's going on there. What is it? It's about 1:45, a bit later than I usually record, but I went into Wellington. I just caught the train in to save petrol and parking and all that, but I caught the train in to meet friends for yum cha for my friend Dwayne's birthday last week. So we hadn't done yum cha for years, and of course you turn up, you inhale your weight in food and dumplings, and then now I've got, like, I can't slake my thirst because of the salt, probably MSG. So that'll be fun. So basically I just feel really thirsty now. But it was really nice. We hadn't done it for years. I hadn't been to Yum Cha for years, so it was a really nice quick little visit, and yeah, that was pretty much my day so far. I do need to get this recorded and edited and get up. I'm having a chat with my best friend this afternoon, but it might not talk as long as we normally do because the hearing things a bit suck. But anyway, Dad, little update on Dad. What's he been doing? Not a lot. He's okay. He had results back from his back scan that he had a few weeks ago, because he has long-term back issues, but the back pain's been getting worse. They've ruled out cancer, which is great. There's no sign of metastasized cancer, which is always a concern given he has had prostate cancer. But they basically think it's a combination of arthritis and just the fact that his long-term back injury looks like multiple areas of nerve compression, and not a lot they can do, but they're looking at whether they can prescribe him some kind of like nerve blocker to help with the nerve pain, but they have to do some research and check whether which drug would be best given his other regime of tablets that he takes, so we don't want to mess up those. But other than that, yeah, he's doing okay. He's going, this week he's doing a trial respite week and going into a retirement home just for a week to see how it is. It's sort of like, he said, well, what am I going to do? They said, oh, you'll do nothing. He says, but I do nothing at home. So it's more just to I don't know, have a break and see whether what it's like. You know, I guess one day in the future he'll head there, but we don't know when that is. Went to Postmodern Jukebox on Sunday last week. Even though I only had one year, it was still amazing. Fantastic performances, and even like this one of the singers, Effie, she's this little short, buxom firecracker of a woman, and she belted out, and I have seen her on the YouTube channel, but it's different live. She belted out, you know, covers. The two covers in particular. One was at the end, Radiohead's Creep, which I love that song, and I've seen her do it on live on YouTube before. And then she did Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah, and I burst into tears. It was so amazing, and I felt like I had like an out-of-body experience. It was just dynamic, and she could sing the roof off, and other people were crying as well. It was a lot. It was just so intense and just so powerful, you know, real soulful thing. So it was really cool. And then went to Barbie on Thursday, which I hadn't been going to go to Barbie, but my friend Lauren was over for work, and we're like, oh, there's sort of nothing else on that fits just after work time, because she has to drive 2 hours home back to where she lives. Yeah, so, you know, you finish at like, the later you finish, the later it is she gets home. So we went to that, and I enjoyed it. I hadn't been going to go and see it because I don't really care. But yeah, a lot of people raving about it and how kind of comic it was and all that. I did laugh all the way through it. It wasn't as funny. Like, I went from no expectations to quite a few expectations, and it fell in the middle. Definitely not a kid's film. Definitely quite adult, very subtle, at times humour. I love how Mattel let themselves be taken the piss of. And yeah, actually, Ryan Gosling did a great job. And it was entertaining. It was silly, but it was entertaining. That's it, really. I've done bugger all stitching this week. I've just felt dizzy, and when I've got home, I've just needed quiet. I think when it's quiet, you know, like nothing playing, no music, no podcast, no TV, and I live in a very quiet part of town, unless the boy races are out. But just sitting at home on the couch in the quiet, just reading, has sort of all been I've needed to. It's been harder work in my head than usual, because I sort of feel like I'm only, as I said before, using half my brain. So I had great intentions, and until this hearing fixes itself up, I don't know where I'm going to be. I'll give it another week and then contact the doctor and say, well, what else can happen? Can anything else happen? I don't know. Oh, but sore. So I did, the only thing I stitched on all week was my start number 4 for hashtag Stash Sampler Starts, which was Keslyn's Cross Stitch Fun, and this has been stitched on 40 count Copper Beech from Country Stitch using my own random conversion. There's the chart. I'm going to be stitching it multicolored, not exactly the same as this, but that just inspires me. And yeah, I stitched on, I only started it yesterday afternoon. Probably got about 4 hours, maybe 3 hours. And I don't get the iron out for one thing. I just got a little bit of the border done. So we're just over halfway along the bottom. And that's probably about a quarter of the way. Is it about a quarter of the way up? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got six little thingies. No, not even a quarter. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure how far up. Not that far up. But yeah, really happy with it. So that's just the Silks for You that I'm using for the darker teal. So all of the border and some of the motifs. So where there's, yeah, so then there'll be some of the motifs will have the dark in as well. That's it. That's probably the least I've stitched in, when did I pick it up again? January 9th. So it's probably the least I've stitched in 4.5 years. My ear hurts and my head's dizzy, but that's all right. We can't all be, not every week can be magical. I did get a couple of new things last week. These were both from one of the New Zealand stash Facebook groups. I can't remember which one that is because we've got two main ones that we tend to have. And I was this one. So ages ago when I finished the other Scarlet House one with the big black. I feel like this is a companion piece. What's that other one called? I can't remember. I had asked if anyone had this to swap or whatever, but anyway, it came up for sale, so I grabbed it. So it's secondhand, Seeking Refuge, and I have not kitted it up, but I've got the chart. And then because of postage, you know, ridiculous, so I also bought from just a fat quarter, I guess, of Weeks Dye Works 32 count, just in gold. No plans for that at this stage, but it's a lovely colour, and I'm sure I've got something that can go on that at some stage. Yeah, kind of a bit light in the old content this week, but I went through and picked out a couple of charts to start kitting up. I've just pulled the fabric for now. They'll probably be mostly DMC because they're Teresa Kogut. She's great and doesn't put too much. So I pulled out of my PDF bucket cross-stitch chart Let Love Rain. This was a Patreon chart, but I think it's generally available now. And I pulled out, I should have a look at the size. On 40 count, I need barely 15 by 19.5. Oh yeah, heaps of fabric. Oh, this is 36 count. 21 by, oh yeah, so this is big enough. I've got a piece of Edinburgh 35 count shortbread by Country Stitch. So I'm going to cut that up with that. So it'll be on 35 count. And I do like how this is sort of the blues and beiges, you know, a bit different. I think that I'll probably just stick with the DMC, and it also calls for Onyx and Oscar, and I have both Onyx and Oscar in my stash. 3 skeins of Oscar, so that must be all of the greenery. Oscar might not be green enough actually. Oh, here I am talking rubbish. We'll see, I'll cut that up. I don't think I'll use Oscar. I think I'll just find something else I've got a lot of. I don't know. So I'm gonna cut that one up over the next little while. And then this one might get started. If I get this kitted up, I might start this as a bonus sampler start after I've done my 8 sampler starts. So I think I've actually got 9 weekends. And a few people have sort of kitted this up recently, I've seen on the interwebs, and started stitching on it. And this one's Remember Me by Teresa Kogut. And I've got, again, another piece of 36 count Weathered by Number 12 Stitch Co. And it's a sort of very soft kind of grey lavender, taupey sort of lavender, taupey lavender, which this sort of looks like it has a pinkish tinge. I know this is only a digital mock-up. So I think I'm going to do it on that. A couple of these colours might get changed when I kit it up. Again, I've got a Classic Colourworks and weeks, but we shall see. Anyway, they'll be fun kitting those up. So yeah, it gets a couple more pieces of fabric out of my stash and into potential kits. And then yeah, the only thing I've got to show you now is I need to pick my sampler start for this week. What should it be? I've got 4 left. So stash sampler starts number 5 is Antique Alphabet Band Sampler by Vivsters. I'll just grab it out of the bag. So that's this one. There's 3 different versions of this one. Vivsters on Etsy, and is she also on the Silk app? And this is the second version that she did, the long version. So 35 count shortbread. Is that what I just pulled from the other one? Yeah. So 35 count shortbread, Bomb Country Stitch, using my own silk conversion. So just random silks pulled from my stash. Mostly all silks for you. Nope. Oh, I remember now. So yeah, silks for you, and then I've got 1 cotton over dye that somebody gifted me. It's a 6-strand sweets marshmallow egg, so that'll be for the inside the flowers. Although I might want something whiter. It's only really in the like these little flower centers and these white flowers. A little box down here is white, and a little bit of white in those blue flowers in here. So there's not a lot in there. This might be a bit, it might be a bit cream, so I might end up just pulling white for that. We'll see when we get there. I do have white silk somewhere. I've got a white that I had in my drawn thread winter garden, but I don't know where it is. I've looked for it. I've put it somewhere safe. I don't know where I put that is. Anyway, that's going to be started, and as always, I start at the bottom. So I'll start this row, and then I'll start on those little flowers. It'll be quite nice if I could get up to here this week. We'll see. Give it a crack. So yeah, that is my start number 5. So there is my little project card for that. So that's going to be a little bit of fun. So yeah, 3 left in the jar. But as I said, I might pull, I'm going to aim to kit this one up, and that's going to be a bonus start. So when I'm finished, when I've started the other 3, I will probably pull that one and give that a start as well. That's pretty much it. I know it's a short one. Thanks everyone for your comments and your kind wishes, and hoping I get better soon. I am mostly better, but this ear thing is just driving me. I've never had this before, so I know people get you know, muffled ears and stuff from time to time, but far out. It's annoying, and at the moment it's also sore, and I feel a bit ugh with it. Yeah, I'm gonna go and wish you all a happy stitching. As always, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.